Mike Onzuka, Fighters Club TV here with the man, the myth, the legend, Roy Nelson. You know, you fought an Ultimate Fighter, gained huge prominence, and you're always a well-known fighter, you know, for the guys that hit the mainstream, you know, the hardcore fans and knew how good you are before you even stepped into the Ultimate Fighter. But, you know, with a guy with Kimball on the show, it gave, like, opportunity for millions to kind of introduce who Roy Nelson was. How has your life changed after the show? Normally it changes a lot, but you guys literally had millions and millions watching, you know, every single week. Did it basically change your life dramatically?
You know, winning the Ultimate Fighter has changed my life. But for the most part, it really hasn't changed a lot because I was already, you know, before that, I've already fought with millions already watched me before I fought Kimbo. So, like, for the UFC fans, it was a good introduction. Hardcore MMA fans already knew who I was. And then just bringing Kimbo just brought a whole nother demographic to the UFC. So it's great. Just like, you know, I bring a whole nother demographic.
And a lot of guys basically are looking up to you because you're typical average guy. Like, I wouldn't say you're the first because I think Fedor is the first guy that's an average, not like ripped like a Kevin Randleman or something to kind of bring in fans. Do you feel like you're actually bringing guys in, maybe even to MMA, that to start even training or going and working out now they see a guy who's successful as you in MMA and not being chiseled with the six-pack?
Yeah, I think everybody just sees that I'm a normal guy. I'm not like I'm not a professional bodybuilder. And the good thing about fighting is you don't have to be a professional bodybuilder. You just have to be a fighter. So for the most part, you know, it's good to just be normal. You don't have to, you know, take special vitamins. You don't have to take special supplements. You just go out there and just be a good fighter.
And you're kind of slowly establishing your own fight team, and it's gotten a lot more press than it was. How long did you have your fight team? I wasn't sure if you're kind of working out under Extreme Couture or you're basically using his gym to kind of hone your guys, but how long did you actually, you know, have your team together, and just because now with the edited press that we're starting to kind of know about the country fight team?
I mean, there's really not a country fight team. It's just a bunch of friends that I just want to help. The thing is, I've been training fighters all the way back when Maurice Smith started fighting. So, like, for me to, like, you know, be in the game of, you know, cornering all the way people from, like, Rico Rodriguez to you know, when he beat Randy Couture. You know, like, there's guys that I've been in people's corners, Forrest Griffin, you know, like, you name it, I've probably cornered him. So the actual fight team is not really a fight team. It's just a bunch of friends that I just actually really help.
And guys that say they fight usually say it's actually tougher to corner than to fight. Do you agree or disagree?
In my instance, it's harder to corner than actual fight because I want to get out there and do what I know what they need to do to win. So it's kind of hard when you're like, okay, do this, do that, and then they're not listening to do what, you know, you're telling them to do. It's very frustrating, but at the same time, you know, the only person that can make you do, you know, be a winner is yourself. So coaching help, you know, puts you about 75%, you know, the 50%, and then you got to do the other 50.
And tell us about your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. Like, you know, I'm a Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and I keep up on as much Jiu-Jitsu as I can. And then when you came out, I didn't even know you're a Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Tell us about you, like how long you've been training, who you're training with, who awarded you your black belt, just to kind of give us that side of your background.
I've been doing jits for a little over 10 years, or about 10 years now. I got my black belt from Renzo Gracie, one of the legends of the sport. But I've done, you know, every grappling tournament out there, won every grappling tournament, beat all the the best grapplers out there. So it's just one of those things that I've always been really good at jits, and that's why everybody's always come to me to learn, you know. And then my hands have just kind of came along.
Sorry, yeah, no problem. I was like lucky enough we went to the Charlotte tryouts, and I got to see you fight in the Ultimate Fight Night. So that was an incredible victory with that overhand right that basically fell the tower of a man that got Stefan Strobe. In that event, which is probably the first time ever, maybe even in MMA history, where the power actually goes down before a fight, and you guys are actually in the ring. What kind of damage does it do as far as mental preparation? You know what I mean? You're prepared to go to battle, and the lights go off, and you guys have to stop, go back, and have to re-enter. Did that do anything with your psyche?
Psyche, no, it doesn't play a big. For me, it didn't play a big role because it's just like going to work. It's another day in the office. But for the most part, the only thing that changes is you get all warmed up and you're ready. You're ready to rock and roll, and then the lights go out. Then your body starts cooling down, and then you have to, go back in the locker room, re-warm up, and do it. All back and forth. So it's one of those things that you kind of have to kind of play with because it's very. It can mess with your head if you're once you warm up.
And switching gears a little bit, how many times have you been to Hawaii? Do you like it?
My mother-in-law actually lives here in Hawaii, so it's good to see her. My wife's sister lives here, so it's a good family affair here. I like Hawaii. It's a little humid. I'm used to the dry heat in Vegas, so it's a little different.
And how often do you get out here?
I'm going to try to get out here as much as I can. The last time I was out here was 2 years ago, so hopefully I'll be back in August.
Fighting or no?
No. I got Jose Salgado in the 155-pound tournament.
And there's always talk, like back and forth, Dana's kind of flirting with doing a UFC here in an outdoor venue or the Law Stadium. Was that something you think that you would kind of put in the word to Joe Silva about because you have these Hawaii ties? Or?
You know what? I would love to. I would like if we can get it, push it here, it would be great. I mean, if we can get an open stadium and fill it up where, there's 50,000 fans, it'd be awesome.
And who's your next fight? Do you have anything lined up?
I have no idea. Hopefully it'll be, it's usually every 3 to 4 months, so hopefully July or August.
And you got to basically keep yourself in shape all the time and constantly training, or you basically train hard, take a whole bunch of time off, and then try to start from scratch and get yourself back in shape?
For usually 90% of the time, all I'm doing is always training. This is the first time where I actually kind of took a little vacation to come out here to help Scott Junk and my other guys.
Hey, nice meeting you finally, and congratulations on your success.
Thank you.